All right, thanks for joining me again. Going to be continuing our discussion on VeraCrypt and how to encrypt your data on a local level. First part of the process is you want to create a volume. So we'll click that. You want it to be an encrypted container. So we'll go ahead and go with the default. A standard volume is fine. Now you want to select the location where this will be stored. So I'll put it in my documents. And I'll go ahead and name it. I'm naming that private docs. Okay. Just want to go ahead and click next. It's going to ask you what kind of encryption you want. This is where you want to know a little bit about encryption and how it works. AES is fine. It's a pretty strong encryption method, so we're going to stick with that. Gives you a hashing algorithm. Once again, you kind of want to know which one you want to go with depending on the level of security you need. And this is where you determine how much space you want to give it. So for this, I'm going to just give it about 500 megabytes. Put in a password. Confirm the password. This will be the password that you'll use every time you need access to this drive, so it's really important that it's a password you remember and one that's secure. All right. So it looks like it's asking for a certain number of characters. So you want to keep that in mind when creating a secure password. After all, we are trying to secure our system. So part of that is having a secure password that meets minimum requirements, which would be at least 8 characters, a lowercase, uppercase, a number, and then a special character is usually recommended. Okay. So it looks like this is ready. It's going to encrypt the data based on how I move this. So it's doing a randomness. So what we want to do is just move our mouse around to give it a stronger encryption and a more random encryption method. So we're just moving our mouse around and making it as random as possible. That way the digits and the scrambling of the encryption will be random based off the movement of my mouse and not just random numbers. So it's another good thing about this application. Looks like it's done with its randomness collection, so we'll go ahead and format that. And it's done. Click next. And we're done with that part. The next part, you want to go ahead and select this volume and make it active so that you can actually use it. So we'll click select here. I saved that in my documents folder. It's called private docs. Right now, if anyone was to look at it, it would look like a file that you couldn't open. If you look at the size though, it's pretty big. You can make this 1 terabyte, you can make it 500 gigabytes. It really is up to you. It does take longer depending on the size of the file to encrypt and get it to this stage. So I'm going to click on this. That's the file I want to be able to open, and I want to mount it onto my local computer. So we're going to click mount once we actually select a drive. So I will call this the P drive for private, and I'll go ahead and mount that, and then it's going to ask for your special password. If you put in your password, it's going to mount it to the P drive or whatever drive you select. I will go in and take a look and see if that's there. And it does look like we have our P drive here. So this would be our encrypted drive, and anything I create in here will be encrypted. And anything I put in this folder will also be encrypted as well. And if I have folders or documents within my computer that I'd like to put in here, they will be encrypted as well. So this is a very nice way to put that extra level of security on your files. You know, sometimes we do have things, social security numbers, scans, and things of that nature that we keep on our computers, and if someone is able to get into your computer, they have full access to that. This gives it an extra layer of security in that if they steal it, they won't be able to open it on their local computers because it's already encrypted. Also, you can also unmount the drive, which makes it go away as well. So you can dismount, and when you go into that C drive or into the computer, you will no longer see the P drive mounted here. If you go into my documents, you'll see private docs. You'll see the folder. You won't be able to open it because you do not have the proper application to open it. That is VeraCrypt Part 2, how to mount your drive. Do stay tuned to my other videos, and please do subscribe. I do have a lot of how-tos, and I will keep you posted on the latest trends on security and keeping yourself protected from hackers and other people trying to get into your programs.